Hello everyone, hope you've been doing well. Welcome to this RGB tier list. Okay, so for starters, tier explanation. So S tier is meta-defining basically, so like you can say extremely broken units. That doesn't mean you should pick them every game, but yeah, like Monk has a very big impact on the meta and the way the game is played, so yeah, that's why she's here. Then A tier, very strong units. They don't define the meta, but they're just really strong overall. B tier, they're really strong in their niche. Like you pick them. You pick them in like some scenarios. Basically, you pick them for a reason. Like A tier is kind of the same right now, but B tier they're more situational in a way. Yeah, B tier is more situational basically. Like A tier, you're gonna find quite a few opportunities to pick them. B tier, you're gonna find less opportunities. And then C tier, they're playable, but like unless you particularly like them, there's not really any point in playing them, basically. Like you play C tier units because you like them, not because they're particularly good. But they're still playable, they're still fine. Now, let's get started. So Monk. I thought Monk would be... Like, I think Monk without Laia is a bit worse because... like, Laia is very good for Monk. Because she gives you, like, she's a cleanser. Like, for starters, she's a cleanser, so she gives you, like, a cleanse turn 1 to make sure Monk takes a turn. And then she also resets your Monk, potentially, if you don't S2 turn 1. So your Monk can, like, S3, S2, S3, which is just insanely broken. So yeah, so like I think Monk is like a bit worse without Laia, but she's just way too strong of a unit overall, so she's still S tier. Like I was hoping she wouldn't be, but yeah, she still, after playing a bit, she still is. So yeah, you always have to keep in, like, every time you draft, no matter what you draft, unless you're straight up cleaving, you need to keep Monk in mind. Like that's extremely annoying. Like, you always have to think, what if they pick Monk? That's a massive pain in the ass. But yeah. So, Monk S tier. Then A tier. Albedo is really strong still. It's just one of the main appeal of Albedo was killing Gala. But now that we have Ilinav, Gala is not that common. Like, she isn't that common anymore. So, I think Albedo fell off a bit. Like, just a bit. Like, she's still extremely strong, don't get me wrong. It's just, she's less necessary. Yeah, she's less necessary. Because Albedo, what made Albedo so strong was Gala. And the amount of anchors in the game. Like, Senya, Ace, Senya and Ace were, like, very common units. And this is why Albedo was so good, because if you land defense break on one of those, then you can just melt them. You can just like kill them really fast. And so Albedo was really good, like singling out a single unit and killing them, which is extremely strong in a meta where anchors are common, basically. So yeah, now that those units kinda like all because of Ilina, right? Like Ace, Senya. Ace, Senya, and Gala, they're all very much less common simply because of Ilinav. Now that those units are like less common, Albedo is like, she kind of lost a bit of her point. Like, she's still an extremely strong unit, but she's just, yeah, like you won't really pick her nearly as much, basically. Then Luluka. Luluka is a very simple unit to understand. If you finish meta, Luluka is meta. Like, it's simple as that. If you finish meta, Luluka is meta. And right now, you finish like the strongest third pick in the game. So yeah, Luluka is back, basically. And then finally, Laia. Like, honestly, I don't think she's like, even though she's still quite strong, I don't think I would rank her like quite A tier. But at the same time, it feels wrong to put her in B tier because she's still stronger than the B tier units. So I think, like, yeah, she's kind of an in-between, but Laia is still really strong, obviously, but like you won't pick her and you won't see her nearly as much because Ilinav really cucks her. Like now when you play Laia, it's gonna be because you want to cleanse. And because you want to pick Monk, kinda. Or you want to pick her against Monk. Outside of those situations, you're not really gonna play Laia anymore. Like there isn't that much of a point there isn't that much of a point anymore. But yeah, she's still strong, it's just she just fell off kinda, which is fine because she was completely broken for like quite a few seasons now, so yeah. B tier, Eda. Honestly, I liked Eda more last season. I still think she's okay. Mostly, I think she's pretty good against Conqueror. Because, like, the thing with Eda is you really want to proc turn 1. But to proc turn 1, you need something that's faster than you, and that's forced to strip. So that's Conqueror, basically. That's Conqueror, and that's it. So, yeah, Eda is still good. Like, she's good, but she's kinda niche. And she's kinda cucked by Ilinav on immunity. Like, Ilinav on immunity is really rough, because Eda is gonna push her to, like, 100% CR, or, like, very close. Even with RS2, like, Ilinav is gonna push a lot. And if you can silence her with your S3, it's kinda rough. And even if you can, it's still kinda rough, because our silence isn't 100%, so even if Ilinav isn't immunity, it can be really rough. But yeah, Eda is still, like, pretty good overall. Celine, same, like, sometimes Celine is good. Like, I don't like her, I don't think she's good that often, but, like, sometimes, especially I would say now that Albedo is less picked, because I think Albedo really cucked Celine. Now that Albedo is less picked, I think she can be, like, she definitely has her place. It's just, she's kind of awkward to play overall. But I think she has her place now. I mean, she still has her place. Lua, okay, I think Lua is good. I think she's a strong unit, but you need to have a very fast one. Like, I think, like, low-key, you need like a 300 plus Lua, at least. If you can make like a 300 plus Lua, I'd never pick Lua. Yeah, I'd actually never pick Lua. But if you can make a 300 plus Lua, then sometimes she's gonna be a good option. Like, either as a force ban or just like to be annoying, basically. Araminta, same as usual. Right now, okay, so last season, I don't know if you remember, but like, a common draft was Laia, and then like Monk Bidom, or like Bidom Monk, or like whatever. And then for last, you could go Araminta, if your opponent played slow. And then you keep them CC'd the entire game. This season, the new Laia Monk thingy is first pick Ilinav, you feed on 3. And then if your opponent plays slow and doesn't pressure you, you can just like Araminta, ML Laika, Monk, Lua, like whatever really, and then like, yeah, you just win the game from there, basically. So yeah, Araminta still has her place. Like, if your opponent plays like really slow and just lets you take turn 1 without contesting and doesn't play you Fin themselves, then Araminta is a pretty solid unit. Arya is kind of, I quite like Arya right now. Like, there's a lot of Ilinav, Yufin, and like supports, and Arya is pretty good at answering that. Like, I think it's just a solid unit overall. Yeah, I think it's just a solid unit overall. Like, you won't pick her that often, but I think she's really nice to have geared. I don't think she really needs immunity anymore, but I'm not quite sure on that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on that. Like, immunity is still... Like, the issue with immunity is, like, sometimes you don't really care, and then the game that you do, suddenly you can pick Arya because you don't have immunity, and then it's kind of, yeah. Like, immunity is, like, honestly, for 20 gear score, like, I think it's kind of worth it still. But yeah, slow Arya is still really good as a late pick. Karina, if your opponent plays aggro, nice to have, nothing special, nothing has really changed. Yeah, not much to say about it. Elena, same. If your opponent plays like Ran and stuff, and you don't have like, you really need something that prevents your opponent from like AoEing to taking a turn, then Elena is your girl, basically. When you haven't picked like AOL on 3 or stuff like that, she's pretty good. And that's all she's good at, but like, she's pretty good at that at least. And finally, Roana, mostly good against Candy on 3. What the fuck? Right? Mostly good against Candion 3, which isn't that common right now, but some people still do it, so yeah, Synchrona is still fine too. Pretty good unit. Right? And then Citier, like, yeah, I won't go in depth on that. They're all okay units, like they're not, none of them is like particularly bad, but they're not particularly good either, so like if you like them, if you have the gear, if you, yeah, like whatever, like you can build them. And if you can, yeah, like they're fine to play, they're not bad, they're not gonna, yeah, they're just not crazy. Like if you compare, I know, like a debuffer like Bihu compared to like if you compare like Fairy Tail, for instance, who's like a debuffer, like a control debuffer, and you compare her to like Monk, like you're gonna get where I'm getting at with that. Like she's fine, but yeah, there's kind of a world like power level wise. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for the tier list. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that helps. Thank you all for watching and hope you all have a great day. Peace.